For Utah's most accurate forecast with Thomas Geboy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
Happy Wednesday, Utah. We are halfway to the weekend, and so far it has been a beautiful spring day across the Beehive State. Up in Cache Valley, it definitely looks like spring. You got the green grass, the green trees, and you still got a little bit of snow up on the mountain off in the distance. Just a beautiful view from Utah State University. Then down in southern Utah, Monument Valley doesn't really get much better than that. You do have a few puffy cumulus clouds way off in the distance, but Monument Valley just looking spectacular as usual. And for today, we're going to be looking at mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies as we have high pressure mainly in control of our weather. But as we move from today into tomorrow, this cold front that's moving through Washington and Oregon is going to be on its way here, and that's going to eventually result in much cooler temperatures to round out the week, but we will see some changes before the front arrives. In the meantime, daytime highs today along the Wasatch Front will mainly be in the lower 80s, while Logan gets to 76 degrees. Then as you travel your way south of I-70, daytime highs are mainly going to be in the, I would say, 80s and 90s, with a high temperature of 95 degrees in St. George, 91 in Bluff, and 90 degrees in Moab. Going to be toasty down south for sure. But in northern Utah and along the Wasatch Front, daytime highs, even though we're going to be getting into the lower 80s, we'll spend most of the afternoon with temperatures in the 70s, and we're still going to be around 77 degrees by 8 o'clock this evening under a partly cloudy sky. So if you have any plans for this evening, the weather should cooperate very nicely. Now let's begin the futurecast at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. No wet weather for today. But as we go from today into tonight, that cold front will start to work its way towards us. It'll start to traverse the state from tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. There will be the potential for wet weather in the northern half of the state. Temperatures will cool down quite a bit after the cold front moves through. Then we're going to have the chance for some valley rain and mountain snow as we make our way from late Thursday into early Friday. However, that snow line likely going to start quite high simply because we're going to be talking about such warm temperatures. But down in southern Utah, those winds are going to be the main story. So let's talk about the futurecast winds here today. Sustained winds anywhere between 5 and 15 miles per hour, maybe a few gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour, but generally winds are calmer today compared to what we saw earlier this week. But notice what happens as we get into tomorrow afternoon as the cold front arrives. We're likely going to see widespread wind gusts across the state above 30 miles per hour, and because of that, we already have some high wind warnings and wind advisories in place across the state. But down in southern Utah, where it's going to be warm, windy, and dry, multiple red flag warnings are going to be going into effect because we'll have a critical fire risk in the southern half of the state. And some of those red flag warnings, like the one you see in lower Washington County, that's going to continue through 9 o'clock in the evening on Friday, even though temperatures will be cooling down once we see this front pass by. Those winds and low humidity will be sticking around for parts of southern Utah. So make sure that you avoid any outdoor burning. But those temperatures will also be a story across the state, where we'll go from the middle to upper 90s for today and tomorrow in St. George, down into the low 80s for our daytime high by the time we get into your Friday. Then along the Wasatch Front, low 80s for today, upper 70s before the front arrives tomorrow, but then we're dropping to the low 40s for our Friday morning, where in the higher elevations we could see a hard freeze. So that's something to keep in mind. Maybe some patchy frost along the Wasatch Front, so we'll keep a close eye on that, keeping a slight chance through our Friday with a daytime high of only 60 degrees. But as quickly as the cool air moves in and moves away, we should be back in the 70s by Sunday.